Hello, and welcome back to Hanksy Panksy Honor Among Reeves, a podcast where two dumb idiot best friends absconded with Tom Hanks, purloined Dwayne Johnson, and are about to be absolutely mugged by a man known as Keanu Reeves. I'm Sam Siegel, and I'm stealing your feudal lord.
Nice. This week, I am Luke Patrick, as always, but this week in particular, I'm a weird Birdman demon that lives in the woods.
Birdman demon.
Birdman demon sort of thing. The
Mm-hmm.
Tengu
The
is
Tengu.
portrayed in this movie. My mic is too close. Hang on, I should have tested my
Ooh,
audio
that's
beforehand.
good audio right
Oh
there,
yeah, I hope you people at
baby.
home enjoy
Yeah.
the twangy, little country twang of hearing me move my microphone around.
Yeah, the scraping and scraunching of you shifting your mic around because you didn't take 3 seconds to test your audio before we kick this thing off.
Yeah, so I know that in the beginning of this episode, I probably sound so loud. But that's a risk you run sometimes when you're podcasting, baby. We keep this thing live and loose.
Last minute podcasting.
Yeah, very sorry, folks. Don't know what to say about this one. Usually we record Friday. Well, we didn't Saturday. We didn't Sunday. Same we didn't Monday.
We did not Monday.
It's Tuesday, baby.
It's Tuesday. I'm still technically working for the next 15 minutes. At which point, folks, you're going to hear me turn off the laptop sitting next to me. And then I can make the dirty jokes.
Yeah, then you are safe to go crazy. Until then, PG rating at best.
Absolutely. Keep it professional. That's why I'm wearing a button down.
I was gonna say, you look snazzy this week.
Thank you. I was in a meeting not too long ago, and that meeting wrapped up, and now I'm doing this.
Nice.
Being a professional. Laura, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. I don't have a defense. I don't really have anything. Just I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I still would like that raise though. If we can work that out.
Yeah.
So Luke, obviously, given all this talk, we did watch 2013's 47 Ronin.
Yeah, we did.
How was your watch, and when was it?
It was last night.
Okay.
So Monday night. Sam, my life is turbulent right now. A little bumpy. The airplane took off. Things got a little turbulent basically right out of the gate.
Yeah.
So I mentioned a long time ago about the flooring situation. While we're redoing the floors in my house. So I spent the weekend. So, Friday was open. Could have done this Friday. But it was Friday night, baby.
Yeah, just the night we normally do this.
Yeah, I had things to do, like play video games and watch TV. And then you, for scheduling reasons, couldn't do Saturday or Monday. So usually anyway. I spent the weekend installing flooring in my home. I'm tired. I was sick yesterday. So basically, just a lot of shaking on this airplane.
Yeah, the rivets are coming loose.
The rivets are coming loose. For once, I remembered the movie, but it is kind of a blur. So this will be interesting to dig into specifics because, especially as the plot guy, because things sort of blurred together. But I did watch it. I watched all of it in one go with some delivered Marco's pizza.
Okay.
Speaking of, I just want to clear the air for a second.
Yeah, let's talk about Marco's.
Well, let's talk about Marco's, specifically the cauliflower crust pizza that I get.
That sounds terrible.
It's actually really good.
I doubt that.
At least I don't know. Well, okay. I just want to break this open because I listened to our Velocipaster episode recently. Again, checking for quality, which is an insane thing to say for this project.
Yes.
It's all dick jokes. I don't know why.
Especially when you started this episode by crushing your mic away from you.
Yeah. But in that episode, which we recorded kind of a long time ago in terms of this project, I don't know exactly how long ago, but it's been a while, at least a year.
Sure.
We talk about Domino's. And I mentioned that there is no amount of Domino's that will ever be able to. Basically, I blamed it on lactose intolerance.
Yeah.
And looking back, me saying there is no amount of lactate that will counteract the Domino's.
You're not wrong.
I'm not. Because turns out I could be snorting lactate, and it would not put a dent in the Domino's. Hence, Marco's cauliflower crust pizza.
I believe that's the official slogan.
I would. Yeah, it only comes in small, so I get
Jesus Christ
a hilariously small pizza for the same price as an extra large pizza.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're talking like $10 either way, but still, like,
they are bending you over and giving it to you dry.
Well, here's the thing. Pizza Hut in select locations does a gluten-free crust. Not in any of our locations, my guy.
Ah, what a shame.
Yeah, so we get Marco's. What's your opinion on Marco's?
Don't love it. Had it once, didn't like it, won't get it again.
Nice. You have, I take, you know what? I believe you. I believe that it is not the greatest pizza because you have been on a little bit of a pizza quest.
So I would say probably close to a year ago, if not more. My wife and I embarked upon a great crusade against the Nazi menace. And in doing so, we decided that we would try every pizza in town.
Yeah.
We stalled out pretty quick. And it's just been in fits and starts since then. What I will say, Pizza Cafe, S tier here in Little Rock.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's rank Little Rock's available pizzas
that I've consumed,
that Sam has consumed and can remember.
Okay, yeah. So, Pizza Cafe S tier, easy, satisfying, good every time.
Yeah. Here, and I'll give you the really quick thumbs up or thumbs down on gluten free, by the way, as we go along.
Yeah. So, what's the story with them?
No fucking way.
Yeah, that's why it's so goddamn good.
Yeah.
Zaza, I'm going B tier.
B tier, really?
B tier. It's a good pizza. However, there's a lot of variability.
Yeah.
And for the price, not great. However, the salads are phenomenal. If we rated this just on salads, S tier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I would go B tier.
All right.
For Zaza. B plus.
Yeah.
If we can award that.
Yeah, and gluten free. They got the option.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. We've got damn good pies. D tier.
D tier for sure.
D tier. No, salads are not good. Breadsticks are good.
Yeah.
Great breadsticks. The pizza.
I'm loving this Gordon Ramsay-esque detail.
Yeah. Certified pies, unfortunately, is also a fucking D tier.
Yeah.
I wanted to like certified pies because it's the one like closest to our house, I think.
Yeah. It's really close.
It's so close.
Please don't dox us based on how close certified pies is to either of our houses.
I mean, they could find us if they needed to. Please don't, though, and please don't kill us. But no, really wanted to like it. The first time we tried it, it was really good. Really enjoyed it. Second time we tried it, it was utterly devoid of flavor.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Which is weird.
Yeah, it's hard to do that.
It's like raw flavor. It's just cheese, tomatoes, sauce. Yeah, you got the sauce.
Crust.
And all the gluten, all that tasty gluten.
Yeah. But no, bad, never had it again.
Yeah.
Let's see. Little Caesars, Z tier, won't consume it.
I was gonna say, can I tell you about Little Caesars for a second?
Yeah, tell me about Little Caesars.
Back in my early 20s, we're talking brand spanking new 20s. There was a Little Caesars next to my house in Colorado. We would eat the $5 hot and readies kind of a lot.
And how much time did you all spend on the toilet?
Me personally, at the time, none.
I
Great
mean the
time in my
whole
life.
household, because I have never known a $5 hot and ready to not cause gastric distress.
Well, again, we've talked about this so many times on this podcast. At that age, doesn't matter. You can get hit by a truck. You can eat bricks.
Yeah, you kind of can.
Yeah.
It's interesting because when you're real young, as I'm learning, as someone who's soon to be a father, when you're real young, you gotta be real careful about what you put in there.
Sure.
And then there's this like golden age where I'm gonna say between 13 and 26,
Yeah.
where you could eat fucking poison and you're fine.
You can snort arsenic.
That's why they're eating all these fucking Tide Pods, because they can.
Because they can, just to mock us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just to mock people that are a little bit more advanced in age. So yeah, we would eat. Well, this Little Caesars. We ate at this Little Caesars that was near my apartment.
Mm-hmm.
In beautiful Longmont, Colorado. Until they got closed. Sam, you're probably asking, why did the Little Caesars close?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's because if you called them up and said, I would like a brown bag special.
Oh, no.
They'd put a little bit of weed in your box.
Oh, that's... Hey. You can't do that.
I forget what the scenario was, but it was something like, I remember the scenario. I don't remember what the code word was, the code phrase. Because I believe the jig was up because it was something like, I'll take like triple cheese or something. And they go, okay, I got you. And they put a little bit of that sweet ganja right there in the box for you. Except I think somebody ordered it by mistake.
Yeah. See, you got to pick something real obscure.
I think it was just like extra pepperoni or something. And
see, that's a mistake.
So this chump delivery driver shows up, opens the box, and does that look good? And the other person presumably went, yes, except for the packet of green stuff.
Why are you serving so much oregano with this thing?
Yeah, what's with the basil? Luke, so they got closed down.
How often did you order triple cheese?
I actually ordered triple cheese 0 times.
So how'd you find out that they were serving triple cheese?
Because it was in the newspaper.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would explain it. I didn't know if you like had a contact who was like, I'm ordering triple cheese all the time.
No one told me. Maybe that would have been fine, but no. Instead, because it is honestly, that's vertical integration. That's capitalism, man. What are you gonna want when you're high off reefer? Well, you're gonna want a $5 hot and ready. You might want several $5 hot and readies.
Yeah, it's brilliant as a business plan. Poor as a legal plan.
It's illegal. Yeah, it didn't get folks. If you're gonna sell weed, do it legally, I guess. Yeah. Is the moral of that story. Definitely don't do it if you're a Little Caesars.
Do not. The pizzeria up on Kavanaugh. That is, I'm gonna say B- tier.
Oh, I have not had that one, so I cannot confirm. None of these are gluten-free, by the way, but that one I don't know.
Pretty sure no.
Yeah.
I think they're slanging gluten all over the place. You've had it before.
Oh, yeah, we went there a very long time ago.
Yeah, long time ago. It was
good. It was good. That was in my drinking days, and they had whiskey on the menu, so I don't know.
Yeah, it again overpriced for a pretty small pizza.
Yeah.
That is decent. They do have a great hummus duo. That's normal chickpea hummus and a black bean hummus that is just, and great desserts too.
Oh yeah.
Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut's A tier.
I was gonna say S tier.
No, it's definitely not S tier.
Okay.
But it is A tier. Like when you want specifically the dinner box pizza.
Yeah.
Because I got one of their normal pizzas. I got the Big Brooklyn or whatever the fuck.
Hell yeah, brother.
Not as good as the big box pizza.
Oh.
I like the big box pizza.
You see.
Which I have confirmed is precisely the width of my door.
Yeah, we talked about the big box pizza.
Yeah, no, I got it recently again, and I was like, I want to just double check that this is the width of my door.
So here's what I dream about, because granted, or quick caveat, we should not record this podcast this close to dinner time.
It's a problem.
It's a problem. We're just going to talk about food the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, I was like, maybe because I accidentally got gluten. We went to a burger joint. They served me a normal gluten-ridden bun,
Mm-hmm.
and I got about halfway through it before I realized, and I went, "Oh shit!"
Mm-hmm.
And nothing happened.
Nothing.
For a couple days. It's totally fine. So I thought maybe it's not the gluten, maybe it's something else. So I went on a rampage of just eating gluten as much as I could cram in my face, just to see what would happen to my body. Spoiler alert, about a week later I was a wreck.
Yeah, you had the slick shits.
I had the slick shits, I had the mud butt, and more importantly, the intestinal pain. That's the one that really sucks.
Yeah.
But I had Pizza Hut during this because we had talked about the big dinner box.
Yeah, gotta have the big dinner box.
And one day we were like, I want pizza, and I want the sluttiest pizza I can get.
Sure.
So Pizza Hut. And fuck if it wasn't good.
Oh, it's a great pizza.
Yeah.
So tasty. It really does hit the spot. And even though you shouldn't, when you get the big dinner box, you feel like you can have more slices.
Yeah.
So that's also nice. That
if you put napkins on top of the pizza and then shove those napkins into your gas tank, they will run your car.
Oh, absolutely they will.
Yeah. Oh, are you off the clock now?
I'm off the clock, baby. Cock, penis, cum, shit. Yes.
For those listening, Sam weirdly took off the dress shirt. As if before someone was going to call.
You never know.
I guess you never know.
Actually, Luke, if you recall, one time we did record in the middle of the day, and I did have a colleague call me.
True. Very true. We got to stop this.
Yeah, I mean, we're fine now. We're in the clear. Come, piss, dickhole.
All right, real quickly, we're almost 20 minutes in and we're still ranking pizzas, so let's bang through this.
Oh no, I think that's about it. We haven't hit Domino's, or I kind of won't do Papa John's.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you gonna dig into the racist ass bucket that is?
No, not gonna do the Papa. I am curious about
40 pizzas in so many days.
No, 40 pizzas in 30 days.
In 30.
I will tell you, I have fond memories of the Domino's thin crust pizza.
Oh.
Because I remember that was just so good. I loved the corners. I don't know why. But yeah, so one day maybe I'll give that a shot. But until then, there's my tier list of local pizzas that I've consumed thus far.
Nice.
Luke, what is the plot of 47 Ronin?
Anyway, 20 minutes later, the thing we're supposed to be doing. 47 Ronin is sort of the way. Okay, here's how I grok it. Okay. I'm going to put a big old caveat on this whole experience. We are going to talk about the movie 47 Ronin.
We are going to do that. That's our job.
We're going to talk about the movie because I don't know, Sam, how much digging into this you've done.
I did.
Okay, cool. Because then you are aware, but so the listener is aware, there is a whole cultural mythos, and this really happened. Everything that I'm about to describe really happened, which is fucking awesome.
Yes.
And it is it's almost like Remember the Alamo is kind of my take on it. It's like a thing that people commemorate. Yeah. So if you're in Japan, you're probably familiar with this story. Anyway, in the 1700s, there was a lord of a province called Akko. So in Akko, this lord is entertaining some guests in the shogun. Keanu Reeves, let's just get it out of the way, is half English and half Japanese, according to the movie.
Yes, but also raised by demons.
Was raised by demons in the forest. Literally, we'll get into that. Nobody likes him because they call him half-breed.
Yes.
So he's sort of an outcast, but he's trained like a samurai, but is not a samurai. So he sort of floats around one of the samurai in his family. Oishi is his name. The family that Kai is Keanu's name. Oishi is the samurai that he sort of like hangs out with. Yeah. So anyway, there's a lord in the province of Akko who's entertaining the shogun and the guest. The guest in the story is so rude to him that he's honor bound to fight him, which I thought would be so much cooler. But in the movie, there's a witch. This guy is from a northern province in Japan. There's a witch who's helping him ascend to power. The way she does this is that she like blood fuses with the Lord of the North.
Yeah. Importantly, Luke, she uses his stink blood to make a spider.
Yeah, she uses his stank blood to make a spider. And then the spider poops magic grit into the mouth of the Lord of Akko. And then I am not making it up.
Yeah, folks, what you're probably thinking you're hearing is Luke and me having some sort of like fever dream / stroke. And that's actually not what's happening. We are Luke's describing very accurately this film.
Yeah. So anyway, the Lord wakes up possessed by this like stank blood grit. And attempts to attack the Lord of the North, dishonoring himself and his family in his province. I mean, it's a big deal. And so the next day, the shogun says, well, here's the deal. Either you can just be disgraced, or if you want to redeem yourself, you can commit seppuku. Yes. Which he does, and he does do. So his samurai are honor bound to revenge him. So here, in no particular order, is sort of here's the rest of the story just as it is, and then we'll talk about the movie.
Yes. Importantly, because their feudal lord has died, they are considered Ronin because they're samurai who are not pledged to anyone.
Yeah, and to all of our neckbeards, you already knew that because your email is like ronin1992@hotmail.com.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. Ronin42069 at MSN.
At MSN, yeah. So you guys probably knew that for our neckbeard audience. But where was I? So anyway, so the Lord is dead. The Ronin are now on their own. They wait. Here's what actually happened, because I think this is so much cooler, and it's roughly what happens in the movie. They wait a couple years, which is crazy.
That is a level of fury that I respect so much. The idea that you're like, I'm gonna get you, but I'm so mad, I will wait 2 years to get you. I will wait
2 years to get our plan in action. So the Ronin wait 2 years, and by the time 2 years is up, there's 47 of them. 47 Ronin. And again, this all happened. We're not making like there are gravestones that you can visit in Tokyo that are very popular. These are real ass people. 47 dudes go to the northern province or wherever this guy is.
I believe he was from Nagato, which if you'll remember from Shogun 2 Total War, is kind of the upper right part of the mainland.
Yeah. Thank you, Sam's Video Game Corner.
I do what I can.
Yeah. So they wait 2 years. They go to where he is. In reality, so in the movie, they fight their way in. They go to see some demons in a forest to get some swords. They fight their way in. There's a big battle. They kill him. But in reality, here's what happened. They show up, 47 motivated dudes. And the townsfolk, angry, motivated dudes. The townsfolk hated this guy so much that when they basically shut up and then yelled, hey, we're here to kill this guy. We're very mad. And everyone went, A+.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Get in here, guys.
Have at it.
So nobody did anything. They found him cowering in a shed. And they said, you can either seppuku or we're going to murder you. And he was like, you're just going to have to kill me. So they did.
And then because the shogun specifically forbade them from exacting vengeance, they did all have to commit seppuku.
But that was an upside as portrayed in this movie, because they weren't hanged like common criminals.
Yes.
Because they followed the ways of Bushido, they were allowed to sort of die honorably.
Yes.
So anyway, Sam, that's roughly what happens in this movie. There's some other stuff, like Keanu Reeves is sold to the Dutch and becomes like a Dutch like gladiator, and then is rescued by Oishi. The witch, there's a big climactic battle with the witch where she turns into a dragon, and Keanu kills her. Keanu has like, there's magic. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sam, that's roughly it. What did you think of this movie?
First, would you like a couple of historical facts that I found?
Yes, please.
Okay, so this was during the Tokugawa shogunate, which you might actually recall, Luke, because the Tokugawa clan was the victor during the Sengoku period, which Shogun 2 Total War is set during.
Ah.
So this is that dynasty. They ruled from 1603 to 1860. Fucking 8.
Damn.
Yeah. And this shogun in particular, excuse me, Daphne. Yeah, there you go. Is Tokugawa Tsunayoshi, who ruled from 1680 to 1709. And I learned some interesting things about Tokugawa Tsunayoshi.
Okay.
He instituted a lot of animal protection laws, particularly for dogs. He had a dog named Takamaru, and he also outlawed prostitution. And he was pretty unpopular, which is why he got the nickname the Dog Shogun.
All right.
Which I love.
I love, this is almost literally you build a million bridges and then you give dogs rights. What do you remember for? The Dog Shogun.
Yeah, Tokugawa Tsunayoshi coming in here and being like, I think dogs should vote. And really getting blasted for it. The other that I read, I think, was that basically his decision to let the 47 Ronin commit seppuku was basically a political one, because if memory serves, they were pretty popular at the time. Oh. And so if he hanged them, it was kind of a bad look. But I think he also did like have a lot of respect for Bushido. So yeah. There's that. Now, as far as my review, this movie is The Witcher.
It kind of is.
Hey, bud, it exactly is. It is. Okay. Do you want me to walk you through it?
Well, I just want to clarify really quick that you and I have almost exactly the same amount of Witcher knowledge, which is we've played roughly 30 hours of The Witcher before we went, this isn't for me. And then we've watched the TV show.
Yes, but not the most recent season, because I heard it was bad.
Yeah, exactly. So we are tit for tat on the Witcher knowledge. Yes. I am intending to read the books, but it is on hold through the library and will be for the foreseeable future, it seems.
I don't have that intent.
Yeah. It's intent, it's not knowledge. So let's break it down. Why do you think this is The Witcher?
Okay. So Keanu Reeves is the samurai Witcher in this movie because he is an exceedingly talented and powerful warrior with somewhat supernatural abilities.
Oh, very much supernatural abilities.
Is completely ostracized from society. Yeah. Everyone hates him. No one trusts him. And he's pretty good at killing monsters.
He is pretty good. So we mentioned this earlier. Magic and demons and monsters are real. Tonally, you might be saying, how does that fit? The answer is it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. It doesn't take long to figure out why this movie got a 16% on the tomatometer.
This is not, we taking a whiff of this tomato. It is not fresh.
No.
I still owe you a word. Don't let me forget. But
I won't.
Yeah. But what other similarities are there? So he is the Witcher. I'm down for that. But there's no like Siri or
Well, no, but not all the Witchers had a Siri. If you
true.
recall, there
Yeah,
were
they
many
were
Witchers.
that's true. They were just sort of ostracized dudes with supernatural fighting abilities.
And if memory serves, he also does at one point kind of do like a little bit of potion making.
Does he?
I think at one point he glugs something, and it does some special things for him. I got some big Witcher vibes, but like not as well done.
Also, I'm amazed that we've gotten this far without saying the Witcher,
The Witcher,
the Witcher.
Because he also doesn't talk a whole lot.
He does not. Classic Keanu role. Doesn't say a lot, just is badass. Does a lot of badass stuff.
Classic Witcher too. Because the other is we have, Final Showdown, and we have two big bads. One, a man, the other, a witch who could turn into a dragon. Who does Keanu go for? The witch who can turn into a dragon.
It's very true. It's very true. It's not as good, but I do
of course not. Of course it's not as good. But it is the same thing.
If we're ranking them, video game at the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Controversial opinion, I know. Your boys we didn't have a good time. We didn't have a good time with it.
Can we actually talk about it for a second?
Let's talk about The Witcher.
Yeah, everyone talks about the Bloody Baron being such a great fucking quest. And let me tell you, it's not.
It's just horrible.
Tonally, it's wretched. But also, gameplay-wise, it's pretty dull.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, go here, talk to this person. Go here, kill this horrible wretch. Go here, talk to this person again. Go here, kill a different horrible wretch. Go here, talk to this guy again. Go into a swamp for way too long.
Oh my god. Dude, that's the game. Go into the swamp and hunt this witch, monster, person, entity. Like, it's a swamp. Yeah.
And then make some sort of like nebulous moral decision that has far-reaching consequences, but it doesn't seem like it will.
Yeah, it doesn't actually pan out all that much.
No, and then everyone, except us, creams their jeans and says the pinnacle of RPG quest lines.
Yeah. Yep. We bounced. That's what's weird. I didn't bounce off the game. I invested roughly 30 hours of my life into it. I remember a whole like holiday break from work. I got a couple of weeks off. I spent a lot of it playing The Witcher.
Yeah.
And then it's like I woke up from a fugue state one day and was like, I don't like the aesthetic. I don't like the quests. I'm kind of bored of killing monsters. There's too much of this. Yes. I'm good.
Yeah, no, I like the first cracks started showing when I finished the Bloody Baron quest. And I was like, everyone talks about how this is great, and I was bored during most of it. But whatever, I'll keep going. So I kept going for a while, and I got to like the big town, the big city. And I was going around there, and I was like, okay. A lot of the systems are very confusing as far as like armor and crafting. It's very obtuse, fucking poles. And then I went up to the north to talk to Yennefer, and like you, it just like all of a sudden I went, I don't want to do this.
I don't want to be here anymore.
I don't want to be here anymore. And I turned off the game and never turned it back on.
Yeah, I'm into that. So this movie, better than The Witcher, video game, not as good as The Witcher Netflix series.
Yeah, a C tier.
A C tier, yeah. I still owe you a word.
Yeah, this movie is
inconsistent.
Yeah. Yes,
because there's parts of this I will give you. All right, we haven't done this like shining light shout out to worst city of all time. We haven't done like a shining light best of moment in a long time. Sam, what's your like shining light favorite moment from this movie?
Give me do you have one? Just
yes, I do.
Okay, because it's been 4 days.
So after the Lord is killed, the guy from the north hauls Keanu off to be sold to the Dutch as the slave. He fights as a gladiator.
Mm-hmm.
Oishi goes to get him. They have a big fun escape. It's cool. It's very witchery. The more I'm thinking about this is very much a Witcher.
It's just a Witcher.
It's
product.
just a weird Witcher. But then he meets up with the other Ronin, and they're not sure about him. They still kind of ostracize him.
Mm-hmm.
Then they go into town to look for. They're ambushed in a town where they're looking for swords, and Keanu goes full John Wick, circa 1700s Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Just like there's some other guys, and they're taking down like one dude,
Mm-hmm.
and then Keanu kills like 10 people in like half a second.
So you mean it's like that scene in season 1, episode 1 of The Witcher, where Henry Cavill murks like 4 dudes at once, and it looks cool as hell.
It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Yeah.
This was exactly like that.
But the best, here's why it's my shining light, because we actually get a shot of everybody else in the room, and their faces are like, God damn.
Yeah, they are like, fuck, dude.
Because movies don't do that enough. Like, what if somebody in the John Wick series saw John Wick do a thing and they just went, damn? Like, that would be my favorite character ever.
Be so good.
It'd be so good. So that was my favorite. It was badass. And then we just need more hype men in action movies.
Yes. So I do actually have my shining light.
Okay.
It is when they're all assembling for like the final battle ambush.
Yeah.
All the coordination of that was just really cool. It's like it makes me think of like the best moments in like a stealth game.
Yeah.
When like just when a plan comes together. And so I don't know, for some reason that like scratches an itch for me. Just like a bunch of people creeping around, setting up an ambush, dealing with like things as they come up. I don't know. It works really well. And then having Oishi like dancing around and shit, like putting on a show.
Yeah.
And then is about to like prepare his big strike, and an arrow clips him just so. And he goes a tumbling, and it all falls apart. It's really well done. That part of the movie.
There's a lot. That's why I said inconsistent, because there are moments. This movie I actually had. Sam, did you have a good time with this one?
Yeah, it took me a little bit to get into it, because I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting supernatural stuff, because like the first action sequence is fighting some sort of like
crazy monster thing.
Yeah, weird monster thing, and I was like, oh, this isn't what I was expecting.
Yeah.
But once I saw that he was living in a Witcher hut outside of town, and I said, oh, this is The Witcher, then I got into it.
Yeah, I wish I had that context ahead of time. I had a good time with this movie.
Yeah.
I would go so far as to say I kind of liked it. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, and that it is not a good movie, but it's a fun time.
I would recommend it, but only if like going in, there's some supernatural stuff that doesn't fit with most of the other stuff.
Does not fit. Yeah, that's where I would say it's very inconsistent, because we've talked about this on the other podcast. There are times when magical surrealism works really well, like in Hercules with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. If he'd have been him fighting fucking centaurs, greatest movie ever made.
Oh God, it would have been good.
I want to see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson fucking clip the legs off a centaur, so bad,
and then beat its head into the ground.
Specifically, I want that sequence.
Dwayne, make this happen. Hercules 2.
Hercules 2, punch a minotaur in the bollocks. That's what I want.
Oh God, that would be good.
It'd be so good.
Oh, Luke, no. Okay. Punch him in the nuts, rip off one of his horns, jam it into his asshole.
Better yet, can we make this a video game starring a like CGI or like a 3D modeled version of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson?
I would love that.
Where these are combo moves, because that sounds incredible.
It's very good.
Finish him, rips off the horn, shoves it up.
What we're describing, Luke, is God of War, but Dwayne The Rock Johnson instead of Kratos. And I
Yeah,
don't mean
basically.
like Dwayne playing a character. I mean Dwayne.
I mean, Dwayne The Rock Johnson is Kratos.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm so into
Well,
this.
is replacing Kratos. He's not
Yeah.
Kratos.
No,
He's
no,
Dwayne The
no.
Rock Johnson.
No, he's Dwayne the Johnson.
But he's doing Kratos' journey.
Yes. Same game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this should just be a mod for God of War, actually.
Yeah. No, someone make that mod and send it to me and buy the game for me.
But all that to say, there are some movies where magical surrealism would have like really boosted it.
Mm-hmm.
This is not one of them. It's really distracting. And because like if Keanu has super speed because he was raised by these demons, the Tengu in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Why doesn't he use this?
Yeah, he only uses it twice.
He uses it to beat a Tengu to grab a sword.
Mm-hmm.
His like father figure, I guess.
Yeah.
His Birdman father figure.
So here's the thing, bud. They ain't birdmen. They're woodmen.
Ah.
That's the most confusing thing, is that they're supposed to be woodmen, but they look like birds.
Yeah, they look like birds. They got like weird pupils that like blink sideways, and not that birds have blinky sideways, but
yeah. But no, they're supposed to be tree people. Which is why like they're in a tree.
Yeah.
But they look so bird-like because they fucked up the nose.
Yeah, they did.
They fucked up the nose. Weird
beaks.
They got beaks. Full-on beaks.
Yeah, full-on beaks. Full beakage.
But yeah, the magical realism in this doesn't work. I think also particularly because it's based on true events.
Which, here's the deal. Essentially, as I understand it, big budget Hollywood movie made a version of let's just call it like, you know, a Remember the Alamo level cultural story.
Mm-hmm.
And then they smashed it up with Lord of the Rings. Sam knows explicitly one of the things that they said this movie was going to be. It's going to ride the coattails of Lord of the Rings.
Did I?
No, you didn't. They said this. The people that made the movie.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, no, I said this was about a brony, the inventor of rice-a-roni.
No. When they made this movie, they pitched it as this is going to be like a Lord of the Rings, but it's about this Japanese like cultural touchstone.
Oh no.
They were expecting, yeah, well, one, that's why there's so many like big flowing shots of like them on horseback riding through mountains.
Okay, yeah.
The monsters and the big battles and stuff. They were expecting this movie to be bananas in Japan. I don't know what it grossed. It was not enough. This movie bombed overseas.
I believe they made a sequel last year.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, which is quite the lag time.
Yeah, and I don't think. I mean, Keanu's not in it.
No one's in it. It's like a generation later, I think.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Because they're all dead, so a sequel would be
confused. One of them is still alive.
One of them is still alive, which is as it was pointed out to me, not accurate to reality. That guy super died alongside his dad.
Okay, so we gotta talk about this a little bit.
Yeah.
First of all, there's a grizzling.
There is a grizzling. There's all of a sudden.
See, like with Tom, it was a slow process, but this went from smooth Keanu to grizzled Keanu in one flick.
Seriously, one movie.
It's nuts. It's so impressive.
Yeah. Because Sam, we are between two points in time. We're between the Man of Tai Chi, smooth Keanu, and John Wick, which is, spoiler alert,
rough Keanu,
perfect Keanu, peak Keanu. I won't say perfect. I'll say peak.
S tier Keanu,
the roughest John Wickest Keanu. We're right in the middle. We're already rough. We done did it. Yeah.
Hey, quick idea.
Yeah.
When we rate all of Keanu's movies for the Patreon, should we do both a numbered ranking and a tier list?
I think for Keanu, we should only do a tier list.
Yeah, it's probably easier.
I think it
Because
would be easier.
my next question, Luke, is has he mostly done bad movies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, this is episode 49 of this series.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those are Patreon releases. So
Yeah.
let's say we've done 45.
Hey, for just for round numbers, can we say we've done 47? This is episode 47.
Yes, we've done 47 episodes, which means we've seen 47 Keanu Reeves movies.
47 weeks of our lives, Luke.
God, it's almost a fucking year.
Mm-hmm. Down the turlet.
Oh, God.
This is the legacy I leave for my son.
It's a pretty good one.
Is it?
I think so. Anyway, the point being, we watched a lot of his movies, but these were all first and second wave Keanu.
Mm-hmm.
We are now moving into the golden age of Keanu.
Third wave feminism Keanu.
Third wave feminism Keanu. So I, for one, am hoping it's club bangers from this point forward. Is it gonna be? Probably not.
I can guarantee it isn't, because we know Toy Story 4 is coming, and we know that is not a club banger.
Yeah.
But here's my question.
Yeah.
We have seen first and second wave Keanu. I think they're mostly bad movies.
The peaks are very high.
The peaks are high. The valleys are low.
The valleys are very, very low.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, there's no way around it, folks. Generation was the worst movie we've ever seen.
Oh, by like a mile. And we've seen some bad stuff.
We've seen some bad movies.
But like, I could find a redeeming quality in most of the bad movies we've seen.
Yeah.
I can't here. I cannot. No. There's nothing.
And a lot of them, if they aren't actively bad, are just kind of middling.
Mm-hmm.
Which, at a certain point in his career, anything post Matrix, anything post Bill and Ted,
mm-hmm.
maybe. Because I don't know, he was first wave Keanu was typecast as this like stoner guy.
Yes.
But he did stuff like Point Break and Speed.
True.
What the fuck? Okay, the more I think about it, there's so many points at which his career had launched. Right? He was floating around in space.
And then he said yes to something.
And then he said yes to things and went rocketing back down to Earth.
Hey, we are getting dangerously close to just doing the ranking now.
It's so true.
We can't. We got to pull out of this.
We got to pull out.
We got to pull out right now. Obviously, the witch has heterochromia because, as we all know, people with heterochromia, shifty.
I have heterochromia.
And that's why you're shifty.
I am very shifty. I don't have the David Bowie thing, where both my eyes are different, but I have multiple colors in my eye. I have rings, like colored rings that make up my eyeballs. I am not a witch, as far as I know.
Yeah, but you are shifty.
I am shifty. True.
Okay, so there are two evil characters that I'd like to talk about.
Sure.
There's one that is the big man in the frowny mask.
Yeah.
Who I called Mad Max, not that one.
I think he's actually called Lovecraftian Samurai. That's not a joke. I think that's his credit.
Oh, geez, seriously?
I think he's credited as Lovecraftian Samurai.
That's wild because he's not Lovecraftian even a little. He is, however, Mad Max, not that one.
Not that one. I like yours a lot better. But when we looked him up on IMDb, that's how he was credited.
Lovecraftian
Samurai.
Jesus, someone doesn't understand Lovecraft.
I mean, he looks like a Dark Souls.
He does. He
monster.
Also kind of looks like the Persian immortals from 300.
Yes. Yeah,
looks
for sure.
A lot like them.
In fact, he looks suspiciously like the Persian Immortals.
Like maybe they had some cast off props.
Yeah. You gotta save money where you can, man.
It makes him very out of place in this samurai flick.
Yeah.
But
he is as big as a fridge, though. Dude's
so
huge.
Big. Yeah. Which made it so disappointing to me that he was nothing in there.
He was nothing, and he wasn't Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and when he blew up, there were no guts in there. It was just empty magic armor.
Magic armor, which is why, in my head, I'm going to retcon it so that it was an uncredited Dwayne The Johnson Johnson, playing just a really large man in a big suit.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other is the witch, who I came up with a couple names, and I want to workshop them.
Okay.
Octo Hair.
Octo Hair is pretty good because she has like Doc Ock kind of hair.
And that's what brings me to Frock Ock.
Frock Ock. Frock Ock.
Because her dress also creates a lot of sort of tentacles.
Yeah.
So, Frock Ock.
I like Frock Ock a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It is hard to say without sounding like a seagull.
Frock Ock!
Frock Ock!
You're not wrong. Yeah. I didn't like her very much.
No, I don't either. Yeah. She's very unpleasant.
Very unpleasant. And just like sort of puzzling why she's there, because we never really get much of a motive for her.
No, she's like an all-powerful witch. I don't know why she needs to hitch her wagon to this sort of doofy, not very good lord.
Yeah, because we're kind of left to, like, you would think in this situation that she's using him to like gain power, but she isn't.
Yeah.
She's just sort of tootling around with him.
She's just propping him up. And she does say the line at some point, like, soon my lord will be Shogun and everyone will be bowing to us and stuff.
It just feels like she's not getting much out of this arrangement.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
And then I do actually want to briefly talk about the bad lord.
Okay.
Mostly because I'm always curious if it is tough as an actor to get cast as a villain because you look like an insufferable asshole. Because this guy does. Like, he's got a real hateable face.
Yeah, he does.
Like, is that tough when it's like, hey, I want to be an actor, like, I want to get this role, and they're like, you've got a real asshole face. You want the role as the villain?
It's a hard day because I always imagine every time I see someone in a commercial or in a role in one of these bad movies that we watch or whatever, I imagine what they said when they called their mom at the end of the shoot. Because, hey, honey, how's it going? How was your day? Your first day on set? Well, mom, they told me I have an asshole face and that I'm perfect for the role. So I'm working, I guess.
I'm working, but only because they wanted to hit me so bad.
Yeah, they wanted
because of how my face is constructed.
Yeah. Or my favorite is like when someone is like in a schlocky B movie, like Johnny Mnemonic, where they're like talking to a sentient dolphin in a like goop tank. Hey, mom. Hey, honey. How's it going? How was your day on set? Well, I talked to like a weird half prosthetic dolphin in a goop tank while Keanu Reeves like screamed at the sky about stuff. So I should have been an accountant is what I'm getting at. Just like you said.
You were
should have gotten my MBA.
You were so right. I should have been an accountant.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be tough, but hey, it pays,
It pays.
It's a living.
You're working.
And I have one final question.
Yeah.
So, as they are infiltrating the bad guys' castle, they pose as a theater troupe. And as the guards are checking out their situation, They open a box,
Mm-hmm.
and the guard sticks his hand in there, and he pulls it out, and his hand is covered in goo. And he looks at it, he nods, like, yes, this is correct, and he closes the goo box. What the fuck is the goo box?
I don't remember this at all.
There's a goo box.
Okay, when they're going in to kill the guy, or when they first run into the troop on the road?
Between those moments. When the troop is entering the castle and they're like, hey, we're here to perform.
Yes.
And the guard is like, well, let me check what you're rolling with, because security is tight. And he's like, what's this box? And he opens the box, and everyone's kind of sitting there looking nervous. And he puts his hand in there, and he goes, and he looks, and it's a goo. And he looks at it, and he's like, yeah, that's correct. And then he closes the box and gives it back, and he says, come on in. And I'm it's been 4 days, Luke, and I'm still thinking about the goo box.
It's sort of like the Goo Jabbar. It's like the Goo Jabbar from Dune. But do not remove your hand from the Goo Jabbar.
Exactly.
This needle will kill you instantly.
What possible goo would a theater troupe be traveling with?
I don't know. And then why would the guard pull it out, give it a whiff, and go, yep.
Mm-hmm. That's the goo. That's the goo you're supposed to have. And hey, what is it with Keanu and thick, slippery fucking goo?
It's got to be in his contract at this point. This has to be Keanu himself being like, if there's not thick, well, he doesn't act this way, so he'd be very nice about it and be like, I need thick, slippery goo to be able to do what I do.
Okay, I think that's even too assertive for Keanu to be like, hey, if it's okay, I would really appreciate some thick, slippery goo. On set, in the shot's great, but if that doesn't work, it's okay. I've got enough thick, slippery goo at home that, you know, if it doesn't work out on set, if it makes people uncomfortable, that's fine.
Sam, before we sort of head on out of town, I have some Keanu news.
Oh, okay.
There's whispers. So Keanu, during the SAG strike, which as far as I know is still ongoing,
yes,
has resuscitated his band Dogstar.
Yes, he has.
Now, I will withhold my opinions of the band Dogstar.
Okay.
I don't think that's my place, because it's our guy.
I've never listened to it.
Yeah, give it a crack. Keanu plays bass. There are whispers that they're going to come out with Fender is going to come out with a customized signature Fender bass.
Oh, Keanu.
For Keanu Reeves.
A Keanu bass.
A Keanu bass.
And
here's my problem. I am a bass player, among other things, but I do own and play a bass frequently.
Yes.
We've never run into this problem before.
You got to get the Keanu bass.
I think I have to.
The problem is,
it's going to be expensive.
It is going to be expensive, and we do not make enough to cover it with podcast funds. So you're just going to be out of pocket on this one. I'm sorry, my guy.
I'm just going to own. Usually, okay, so assuming you buy a good one, musical instruments tend to like appreciate in value. Depending on what you buy. I don't know about the Keanu signature Fender bass, my man.
I don't know either.
Unless it arrives with his signature on it, and assuming nothing bad happens like with Keanu, maybe it will appreciate in value.
But if something bad does happen with him, if he does get canceled, it will appreciate in value among a shitty crowd of people.
Among Louis C.K. fans, I guess.
The Ben Shapiros among us will be horny for your bass.
Horny for that one. Yeah. God forbid. I don't think anything bad's going to happen with that.
God, I hope not. Speaking of bad things happening, I don't know if it has come through at all. My cat Daphne has been in my lap licking herself for the past probably 10 minutes.
Oh, and no.
I hope that has not come through. It didn't occur to me until just now when she stopped that our listeners might, under all my bullshit talk, might just be hearing some slurping because she got a real loud mouth, this cat.
I mean, we'll find out. We don't have time to do a thorough edit on this one.
We do not know.
We don't ever do a thorough edit on these, but we don't have time to correct that audio mistake. So, folks, I don't know.
Not my problem. Yeah. You got any other thoughts about 47 Runner? All right.
I don't think so.
Well, let's talk about next week. Next week is 2014's John Wick.
The words I've been wanting to hear for almost a fucking year.
Drink it in, my friend. Drink it in. What do you think John Wick could be about?
John Wick, because it's a hypothetical movie in the future that we don't know if it exists or not.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a hairdresser.
Oh.
John Wick is a hairdresser
who
kills people.
Oh, shit.
Efficiently. Someone takes his best scissors and he has to beat up people with like the blow dryer, combs, and other stuff, and goes on just a total rampage.
Somewhere between like Rambo and Sweeney Todd.
Actually, Sweeney Todd is what was in my head. So the Demon Barber of Fleet Street for sure. I think that's what John Wick is. Sam, what do you think John Wick could be about?
John Wick is a dramatic story told about the inventor of the candle.
This makes sense. Do you think it's shot like that Kubrick movie, Barry Lyndon, where it's like actually shot using specialized cameras to capture candlelight and there's no artificial lighting at all?
Yeah.
Damn.
So he plays Johann Wieck, the creator of the candle.
Which is crazy to shoot it by candlelight, because for the first, until he invents the candle,
it's so dark. It's so dark, and it is a little bit like Amadeus.
Oh, okay.
In that there's a competitor. So think Oppenheimer meets Amadeus.
Awesome. Amadeus is a good movie, isn't it?
It is a real good movie that I've not seen in a long time, and I don't know if it is aged poorly, which it probably has.
Probably. Isn't that Leo DiCaprio?
No. Leo was. I don't even think he was fucking people too young for him yet.
Yeah, I thought he was like a kid in that one. Maybe not. Anyway.
I don't know. I know he didn't play Amadeus.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I'm thinking of somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking of a different movie. I am thinking of this movie. And it's folks, give us an email. Let us know if Amadeus is a club banger in the year of our Lord 2023.
Or soon, 2024.
2024, either one.
But yeah, so Oppenheimer meets Amadeus about the invention of the candle. Well, folks, thanks for listening to another episode of Hanksy Panksy. You can find us on Facebook at Hanksy Panksy Podcast. You can find us on Instagram at Hanksy Panksy Pod. You can find us on Blue Sky at Hanksy Panksy. You can not find us on Twitter because fuck it. Though, fun note, Luke sent me an article earlier today about how Elon Musk cried and whinged all through an earnings call. So I thought that was fun.
That was fun.
Fuck him. I hope he dies sad. And then you can send us an email at hanksypanksypod@gmail.com. And we have a Patreon, patreon.com/hanksypanksy. Got a lot of fun stuff over there. And you send us enough money on there. You can be one of Hanks's heroes, like Tuck and Daniel. And fellas, I won't hang you like common criminals.
Excellent.
Luke, do you have a final quote?
I do, and I'm not making this one up, and it's going to be contentious, but make Akko great again.
She's running on that MAGA platform.
She said it, and I was like, that's the most final quote I've ever heard.
Good. I heard that, and I was like, God damn, Lady Asano.
Akko for people from Akko, right?
Well, folks, thanks for listening to
Akko first.
God damn it. Thanks for listening to another episode of Hanksy Panksy, Honor Among Reeves. We'll be back next week with John Wick.